Hello students, in our previous lecture we have discussed the concept of the resonance with the example, and now we have to continue with the next topic, that is the polarity of bond. So what is the definition of polarity? The separation of electric charge between the molecule, that is the positive and negative ions in the molecules. So the polarity of the bond is due to the interaction between the molecules and atoms with different electronegativities. Clear? So polarity of the bond occur because of the interactions between the molecules and atoms with different electronegativities. Clear? For example, I am having the water molecule. In water molecule there is electronegativity difference. Oxygen is more electronegative, carrying negative charge, and hydrogen is carrying positive charge. So we can expect that the electron pair will going to move towards the oxygen atom more readily because of the more electronegativity of oxygen. So because of the more electronegativity, oxygen will going to carry negative charge now because of the excess accumulation of electrons on oxygen atom. So now because of charge separation, the polarity rises on the molecule. Clear? So this is the polarity. Clear? Now we have to see the types of the covalent bonds on the basis of the polarities. First is the non-polar covalent bond. When a covalent bond is formed between the two similar atoms, then the shared pair of electron is attached by two atoms equally. Means I am having this shared pair here, that one electron is of hydrogen, one is of second hydrogen. Clear? But now you can see that this is lying in the center, not towards any one atom, or not closer to any one atom. Clear? Or shifted towards any one atom because of the same electronegativity of both the atoms. Clear? So this type of the bond is known as the non-polar covalent bond because there is no charge separation is occurring here. So the electron pair lie in the center. Such type of bond is known as the non-polar covalent bonds, and the other examples is nitrogen and oxygen. Clear? And the second type will be polar covalent bond, in which you are going to have the atoms of the different electronegativity. For example, hydrogen and chlorine. Clear? So electronegativity power of hydrogen is 2 and for chlorine it will be 3. So the total electrons lying in the center will going to shift towards the chlorine atom. It will going to carry negative charge and it will going to carry positive charge. So this is the example of the polar covalent bond because of the generation of the polarity or occurrence of the polarity here. Same in case of water molecule, as I have discussed earlier, that electron involved in the covalent bonding are totally shifted towards oxygen atom, going to increase negative charge on oxygen atom here. Clear? And the next topic is the dipole moment. So it is the measure of the degree of the polarity, and it is defined as the product of the magnitude of the charge and the distance of the separation between the charge. Clear? So firstly, it is a measure of degree of polarity. Now how much polar is this molecule? I can calculate it by taking the difference between their charges. Clear? For example, in case of water molecule, its dipole moment is nearly, I can expect it is 1.85. that is its dipole moment. How we can calculate it? It is defined as the product of the magnitude of the charge and the distance of the separation between the charges, that is Q1 multiplied by Q2 and plus the distance of the separation between these two charges. So Q1 and Q2 I have written Q here and distance, that is D. Clear? So in this way we can calculate its dipole moment. Clear? And the next is the importance of dipole moment. What is the importance of dipole moment? That is, I can differentiate between polar and non-polar compounds. non-polar compounds. Clear? For example, in case of carbon dioxide, the overall dispersal of charges on both the sides towards oxygen, but in opposite directions. Clear? So from this I can conclude that this molecule will going to be non-polar, and here because of the transference of the electron pair towards the chlorine atom, there is the separation and there should be difference in the charges. So according to that, this molecule I will going to consider as a polar molecule. Clear? And second, I can find out the total extent of the polarity. Which has more dipolar moment will have more polarity. Clear? Means more difference or more electronegativity difference, we can expect more extent of polarity, and very easily we can differentiate between cis isomers and trans isomers. Cis isomers are the isomers in which the substituents are lying on the same side. For example, chlorine atoms in this molecule, this is the chlorine atom carrying negative charge, and here also chlorine atom with negative charge are lying at these positions. Clear? So if I am dividing it from this principal axis or on this side, I can, here I have to divide it in this way, okay, so that all these same substituents will be on same side. Clear? So now in trans form, I will going to take the substituents in the opposite trans positions. This is the trans isomer. So it has more dipolar moment than the trans isomer. Which will going to have more dipole moment? That is the cis isomer. Clear? In case of cis isomer, that the dipole moment will going to increase, because in this case on this side I can have negative charge electron cloud, and here I will going to have positively charged cloud. Clear? So here positive charge, and on the other side I will going to have negative charge dispersal. So net resultant value I will going to have some dipole moment here. But in the trans case, I can see that same atoms are lying at the trans positions, but electron moving towards the opposite directions. So how much dipole moment I can expect to raise in this bond? Same will be raised in this molecule, but in the opposite direction. So the net resultant will going to become 0. Clear? So in trans isomer, the overall net resultant or the dipole moment will become 0. Clear? So this is the concept of the polarity. Once revise it, we have discussed about 3 types of the covalent bonds, and now we will going to take one example, that let us study an interesting case of NH3 and NF3 molecule. Both the molecules have pyramidal shape with a lone pair of electron on nitrogen atom. Although fluorine is more electronegative than nitrogen, the resultant dipole moment of ammonia is greater than that of fluorine, but because of the electronegativity of fluorine, we can expect more dipole moment in this case, but it doesn't happen. This is because in case of ammonia, the orbital dipole due to the lone pair is in the same direction as the resultant dipole moment of the nitrogen-hydrogen bond. Clear? In the same direction it is occurring. So whereas in NF3, the orbital dipole is in the opposite direction from the bond pair dipole moments. So we can expect here there is decrease in the dipole moment in this case as compared to ammonia. Clear? So the orbital dipole, because of the lone pair decrease, the effect of the resultant nitrogen fluorine bond moments, which results in the low dipole moment of nitrogen trifluoride. Clear? So this is the example with the reason that why in this case we are having less dipole moment, but because of the electronegativity difference it should be high, but because of the difference in the direction of the alignment of the dipole moments along the orbital and the bond pairs, it will going to decrease. Clear? Here there is the subtraction or net resultant we have to take, but here there is the overall summation of the dipole moments because in the same direction it is occurring. Clear? So once go through this example and revise the concept till this topic. Clear? Thank you.